I go into the sermon, and then I think you'll pick up at the end with the offertory
Okay.
and into the chalice extinguishing.
Excellent. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. No, it's entirely my fault for forgetting.
It's like, what's she doing sitting down over there?
I wondered why you sent me
The
that
whole
stuff.
thing,
I'm
yeah.
going, well, that's nice of her. I guess it's because I'm on the worship committee. I'm in good shape. Yeah. I did not take my own advice from my sermon, and on Friday I listened to the news, or I read the news way too much.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't been able to. I can take a snippet and then.
Yeah.
Nope,
Yeah.
can't. Not
Yeah.
happening.
It's
All right,
I
we're gonna get started.
yes, I think it's
Welcome to Unitarian Coastal Fellowship. This is a place where many paths meet, where we honor the rich tapestry of spiritual traditions, and where all are welcome to responsibly explore their own connection to the sacred. Whether you are here to seek, to remember, or simply be present, we are glad you've joined us. Welcome. I am Reverend Leslie Runnels, and I use she and her pronouns, joined with Maria Lundgren as worship associate. We have Megan Smith and Karen Baggett helping with music, and Ken Young and Dan Phillips doing all the techno magic. If you are visiting us for the first or second time today, would you raise your hands that we may welcome you? Oh, wonderful. All right, I see you in the back too. Yeah, great. And if you'd like, if you're comfortable introducing yourselves, we'll bring the microphone to you. Otherwise, it's okay to pass.
Comfortable? No? Anybody else?
Those of you in the back, everybody's passing, that's fine. We will catch
Well, in
you.
that case, I get to make up your names. No, I'm just kidding.
We are so glad you're joining us, and any of us will be happy to talk with you during social hour, coffee hour, in case you have any questions. And now we're going to check out who's on Zoom today joining us.
The people we have on Zoom are Brian Yantz, John Bropes, Karen Reddy, Carrie Matheson, Kay and Darrell Lynch, Holly Rogers, Brenda, Gary, and a user.
Okay.
Good
Hi,
kind.
everybody. Let's welcome
Thank
to
you.
those on Zoom. Thanks for joining us from home. And then we have some announcements today that right after the Time for All Ages, we are going to have the children will come around. The Crew for Change is going to be patrolling around in here, and they are looking for the change from your pockets. That does not have to be quarters. That can be dollars, right? And they are going to, for the whole month of February, they're going to be collecting change. It's kind of like a little reverse Mardi Gras. We're going to throw at them instead of them throwing at us. And then they're going to take that change and they're going to give it to an organization that they think is doing good work. All right? So give generously. All right, and now is the time where you can turn and greet one another and say good morning to each other.
Please join in our responsive reading. Your part is in italics. What is abundance? What do we call riches and bounty? Abundance is all around us. That we are alive is priceless. That we are loved is beyond worth. The gifts of food that Mother Earth provides from her body, endlessly renewing, generously feeding all. The gifts of spirit that our sacred source provides, freely without need or recompense. Holy, holy, holy! The friends and family surrounding us, our possessions, the homes that shelter us, all are forms of abundance. Remember, too, to be grateful. Take time to thank the provider for your bounty. May you be forever blessed, remembering that even in times of scarcity, we are ever blessed. And now let us speak these words as one. Come, let us worship together. Is there someone who would like to help with the chalice lighting? Excellent, come on up. We light our chalice as a symbol of gratitude as we celebrate the abundance of our lives together. In this sanctuary, we harvest bushels of strength for one another and offer our crop with the hands of compassion and generosity. In the authentic and gentle manner of our connections, we cultivate a simple sweetness to brighten our spirits. May we be grateful for the ways we nourish and uplift each other, for it is the sharing of this hallowed time together that sustains us. We also light our peace candle to remind ourselves that peace is a process that requires work, that peace is not merely an absence of conflict, but the presence of justice. And now please rise in body or spirit for hymn number 95, There Is More Love Somewhere.
So in our last worship committee meeting, we talked about having one hymn that we would sing every Sunday in a month. And so this is February. So we're going to be singing There Is More Love Somewhere every Sunday this month. We're going to really have this down in another few weeks.
Each week, this community takes space and time to be human and celebrate our joys and grieve our sorrows together. If you have a personal joy or sorrow you would like read aloud, there is a piece of paper over there that you can fill out, and I will read them as part of the ritual. You may now line up along here and along the edges. Come forward and select something from the basket, a rock, a shell, and place it into the water, knowing that you are putting your joy and your sorrow into community to be held and witnessed. Please join. our community concerns today, I will share that our trans and non-binary and genderqueer beloveds are living in fear each day, wondering what's coming for them. May they know they are loved. And for the Hispanic and Latino communities who are being targeted right now, may you know that you belong here. Laura would like us to pray for the family and friends of Chief Warrant Officer Andrew Eves, the Black Hawk pilot killed on Wednesday, a childhood friend from Mississippi. I'm so sorry. We would also extend that to all of the air travel incidents we've had this week. Here's a concern about Elon Musk being given access to the Treasury payment system, and our Social Security information is now available to him. Shelley wants us to know that her mother is completing her radiation on Tuesday. May it be well. For all of these joys and sorrows, this community has witnessed, even the ones not spoken aloud or the ones slowly forming in your hearts. May you know love, may you know peace, and may you be safe. All right, our time for all ages. Let's see, I'm going to do it like this. Okay. The tree stood in the middle of the village. Its trunk was so large that it took 6 people holding hands to reach around it. The roots were strong and wide, and its branches spread out over the village square, offering shelter from the rain or shade from the summer sun. Its fruit was juicy, sweet, and plentiful. The people of the village loved this tree. Children played beneath it and climbed in its lowest branches. Young people knew that if you whispered your dreams to the tree, they were more likely to come true. People who proclaimed their love or friendship for one another beneath its branches found their relationships to be nourishing. And elders discovered that their sweetest memories could be counted on when they were near the great tree. The tree had been witness to so much, and when the breezes blew through the leaves, one could hear echoes of generations, the laughter, the conversations, the dreams, the prayers, and the songs. Now, animals loved the tree too. Rabbits lived in burrows under the roots. You know, squirrels were running all around it, and monkeys lived in the branches, and bats and birds flew in to eat that abundant fruit. The trees seemed to buzz with life. One day, a traveling merchant arrived in the village. He rested in the shade and ate 2 pieces of that delicious fruit. "This fruit is incredible," he said. "I would like to have some to sell in the next villages that I visit. Who owns this tree?"
No one owns this tree, replied a villager. If anything, we belong to it.
"Well then, if no one owns the tree, then no one will mind if I pick all the fruit," said the merchant, and began to fill a basket.
I mind, said the villager, and today I am the keeper of the tree.
"What do you mean, keeper of the tree?"
We each take our turn being here with the tree. We could never own it. We are here as protectors, as sustainers.
"Well, that's ridiculous. This tree doesn't need you. You could just take what you need, take what you want. The tree will continue."
But the villager couldn't be persuaded. Sir, this tree isn't like that. We don't come here to take from it, even though we receive much. We are keepers of the tree because this is where we are nourished. This is where some of our most precious memories are, and where our people have dreamed. This is where we remember who we want to become.
Well, you may think this tree is very special, but it still doesn't need you to sit with it. This is preposterous.
The tree itself may not need me, but what of others who come by? Just this morning, I sat with a woman whose heart was heavy with worry. Had I not been here, she would have had to carry that weight alone. And this afternoon, a tired couple came by and they rested with me. They said they'd been looking for a place like this. And then an elder came by and we watched the birds in the branches together. And now you are here. You were confused about what this tree is and how to be with it. Imagine if you had arrived and not found anyone here to talk with you. You might have continued thinking that everything you do is all about you. Luckily for you, my friend, I'm here to let you know that when you care for the tree of life, it becomes about so much more than just you.
And the merchant sat for a while in the shade, thinking about these ideas that felt new and a little challenging. As the sun went down, he picked up his bag and headed out of town, whistling a song that he hadn't thought of in years. On his way, he shared a smile with each person he's met, his heart feeling strangely light and joyful.
And the people of the village? They continued to sustain the tree of life, to care for one another and to share their gifts with grace and gratitude. May it be so for each of us.
Thank you. And now, with a little bit of, we're going to let a little bit of Mardi Gras into our worship service, as we're going to sing our children to the religious education classes, but it's time to throw them some of your change. Blessing you were born. Bit of Mardi Gras in your life. So when this problem happens in New Orleans and you're on a float, you just throw that big old chunk. Beautiful, thank you. Oh my gosh, you want to set it right? Wow. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Does anybody else need a pair of beads before Riley runs off? All right, Joan needs some in the back. And beads, actually Mardi Gras beads make a great way to hang your name tag on too. Multifunctional. All right, thank y'all young ones. Blue Mardi Gras beads are special too. You don't see them very often. Okay. Thank you, Riley. We appreciate your help. You can go ahead, go to class. Thank you, Bella. Yeah, you can just Put them right up here. Don't forget, next week, we do it again. And the week after that, we do it again. And the week after that, we do it again. So we will have a big old pot of change to make some change. Thank you. All right, we invite you now into a moment of silence and meditation. Breathing will bring us into the meditation, and music will bring us out. And I am going to lead a little bit through this meditation. So please close your eyes if that feels good to you. And as you breathe in peace. As you breathe in peace, next, breathe out love. Breathe in peace. Breathe out love. Breathe in peace. And breathe out love. When Giving is All We Have, by Alberto Rios. We give because someone gave to us. We give because nobody gave to us. We give because giving has changed us. We give because giving could have changed us. We have been better for it, and we have been wounded by it. Giving has many faces. It is loud and quiet, big though small, diamond in wood nails. Its story is old, the plot worn, and the pages too, but we read this book anyway, over and again. Giving is, first and every time, hand to hand. Mine to yours, and yours to mine. You gave me blue, I gave you yellow, and together we are simple green. You gave me what you did not have, and I gave you what I had to give. Together, we made something greater for the difference. Reverend Jay Leach is one of my colleagues who recently retired from the UU Church of Charlotte, a congregation of over 700 people. He's also a dear friend in my life. We met on a journey to India with the UU College of Social Justice. And he says, "My contention today to you, my co-religionists, is this. The most radical, controversial, countercultural message we offer in our particular liberal religion may not be about marriage equality or economic justice or environmental activism or any other of our social stances. as important as those are, our most radical, controversial, countercultural message just may be our affirmation that each of us, every single individual one of us, is part of an interdependent web of all existence. To make such an affirmation with full integrity suggests that what's in it for me is directly, inextricably, completely entwined in what's in it for us. I appreciate that. When I think about that countercultural message that each one of us has inherent worth and dignity, that means trans people, genderqueer, non-binary, gay, lesbian, black and brown, abled and disabled, right? The whole community is important to us as Unitarian Universalists. We do not feel that we can be spiritually whole and holy if we don't include all of us. But oftentimes I'm wondering, what is in it for me? And I think back to the era of Reagan and how that became termed as the me era. Very individual focused, what's in it for me and mine first, work hard, be that rugged individualist, rise up out of the mire by pulling yourself up by your own bootstraps. But Unitarian Universalism has shifted that individualistic scarcity mindset that I had into a focus of collective liberation. What's in it for us? Are all of us included? Who have we left out? It is for each and every single one of us, even those in privilege and even those who actively oppress. That has not always been an easy sell for me, those who actively oppress. But I've come to understand how harmed we all are, how far from true love so many people are that they find something else to focus on: power, money, cruelty, superiority. Our principle of interconnectedness, that web of interdependences, focuses us on the common good, not just for me and mine, but for the common good, for all, each and every being. This might seem like a radical notion, but it's not new among our religious elders. Our 19th century religious forebearer, Ralph Waldo Emerson, is perhaps mischaracterized as a vigorous individualist. But because in one of his central essays, The Oversoul, Emerson speaks about the common heart, to this unity of thought in which every heart beats, to a larger imbibing of the common heart. He dares to assert that the heart in you is the heart in all. He actually believes in what he refers to as the infinite enlargement of the heart. The infinite enlargement of the heart says health is always public health. Well-being is never a private, isolated, individual sort of thing. It points us back to the public thing, the common heart. What's in it for us? We have turned into a new season. It is now pledge drive season, where we go to each of our members every year and we ask them to consider a financial contribution of 5% of their gross household income. Some people ignore that message, some scoff at it, some are a little bit miffed by it. But increasingly, there are those who are embracing it because they can't believe that we can be the kind of congregation we need and want to be if we can't embody the amazingly good news of our liberal religion without adequate financial services to make that possible. Now, some of you might be wondering, why just 5%? Isn't it supposed to be 10%, right? We've heard that somewhere else. For this reason, people attracted to our liberal religion have many, many things that they care about deeply. So we only ask for 5% and urge our members to commit another 5% to the larger community, to the common good. When we consider what happens to what we give gladly and willingly and with love to our congregation, we feel that same way. We teach our kids because you put in money. Grieving families are cared for. Old prejudices are broken down. New self-images are built up. Beautiful music is offered because of your money. Meals are lovingly prepared and shared, and great fun is had. Minds are stirred and disturbed and changed. Hearts are lifted, bolstered, and filled. Deep needs inside and outside our walls are addressed. With our contribution of several $1,000s alongside many other similar sorts of contributions, we do two things. We change lives and we change the world. And because I believe so deeply in our professed affirmation that we truly do live as part of an interdependent web of all existence, I know the common good is my good as well. So believing your good is tied up with mine, I invite you to join us. Join many others in our congregation. Join with many others deeply engaged here in this congregation. Join us in generous participation and generous contributions. We're all in this together. We need one another. We need the good news of this liberal religion. This community, our nation, and our world need our radical, controversial, countercultural message that there are questions far, far more important than what's in it for me. I believe that this church changes lives for the better and that we are only getting started. We need to be a congregation of stewards who understand that the church needs our support in order to fulfill our shared mission of transforming ourselves and the world. As stewards, we are caretakers of this institution for a future we will never see. Just as our founders had the vision to build and strengthen a congregation that we now benefit from. We know that our religious education program enriches the children beyond measure. We know that the comfort our pastoral care team provides means the world to those who are cared for. We know that the music ministry of this church heals hearts and opens spirits. We know that community members showing up month after month to do community organizing makes a true difference in real lives. Quick story here. A few of us went to the Jesse Peel Center at ENC. Is that right? ECU. Eastern Carolina University? Yes. East Carolina University. There we go. To the Jesse Peel Center. Jesse Peel was a doctor who had AIDS, and he was serving a community down in Georgia, I believe, and eventually decided that he wanted to put a LGBTQ student center somewhere in a university, and he chose ECU. So we got to meet with Mark Rasdorf, and he shared the stories, his wonderful stories of Jesse, his stories about his own work and faith in that organization. And the university has shut down the donations page on the website to be able to give money to his center. They're worried they're going to be shut down along with the Women's Center and the Cultural Center, which is where Black and brown people gather together. So we know that those connections we make from here to there matter. He wants to come see us now. He wants to be with us too. And he sent us some goodies, which Amy will share with us later. There are so many things we'll never see. The teenager who decides not to end their life because they are affirmed as they question their sexual or gender identity. We'll not know for years about the young children currently attending our church who would be called to enter the UU ministry, affecting thousands of lives in the future. And there are many of us here who have changed the very course of our lives because of something we learned here or felt here or touched here, or because God or our own deeper meaning has spoken to us here. Amen? Amen. We need a place where we can celebrate life, come together and mourn and marry and march and learn spiritual practices which will help us live our values every day of the week. We need a place which will challenge us to recognize our own privilege and invite us to be counted among those who are willing to change our lives for the sake of others. What's in it for us? This will motivate us to see our interconnectedness with all of life and will lead us to heal the environment, to undo racism and classism and ableism and cis heterosexism and homophobia. It will lead us to become more and more generous and more moved to help. That, my friends, is the why. Why we are here and why we continue to be generous. Here's a little wandering into the how and the how much. On the one hand, Unitarian Universalists are statistically the highest earning faith group. We are the highest earning faith group. But on the other hand, we are statistically the faith group that gives least to our own churches. So why is that? If we gave of our resources at the level that the Baptists, the Mormons, the Episcopals do, we would be able to serve the community in amazing ways. We ask for 5% of your income in your pledge. Some of you may be worrying that there are surely those who can't afford to give at such a level. It turns out that studies show it is low-income working families that are the most generous group in America. They give away 4.5% of their income on average, compared to the middle class who gives 2.5%, and the high-income families give 3%. I think that we need to be challenged to re-examine our biases and recognize that our religious community is just as worthy of support as is the neighborhood Jewish temple, the Baptist church, the Muslim mosque. Historically, Unitarians just haven't been asked to give at that level that others have. This is changing in our faith because all around our movement, people are recognizing the power of the church in their lives, as well as making the connection between generosity and spiritual wholeness. Our culture is broken. And one of the reasons why is because we are told it's all about getting more. What's in it for me? Getting more is not the key to happiness. Giving more just may be. An important principle of Islam is that everything belongs to God, and that wealth is therefore held by human beings in trust. Zakah, stewardship, is one of the 5 pillars of Islam and means both purification and growth. Possessions are purified by setting aside a proportion to give. Like the pruning of plants, it is understood that this cutting back balances and then encourages new growth. I am staff, paid for by your stewardship, and I will also be pledging. Because when I look at my bank account and my checkbook, I want my priorities to be obvious. I also learned a long time ago that the church comes first. I pay my pledge first, and then my donations to other groups. And then I try to send just a little bit that I can to savings. Then Duke Electric gets their money. And then Chalk and Gibbs gets their rent. I happen to think they are getting more than their fair share. Giving to my faith is a necessity of life, because that's what it is. When you pledge and pay your income to the church, it's given to the greater good, the common good, the enlargement, the infinite enlargement of the heart, and that enriches your lives. When we end Sunday services, you go out there and you live our principles far and wide. The church touches so many beyond our walls via you, via our website, through community coalitions, via our services and events. And the children, like, what about the children? We are raising amazing young people here. Week upon week, we make a difference in countless lives, deep differences that are profound, life-changing, and life-affirming. To just be affirmed is so critical to being able to be spiritually whole. And the challenge before us, are we willing to prioritize the church in our giving? Because if we did that, each of us giving 5% of our income, we would be happier people. Statistics prove it. And we would be able to bring more love and more light and more justice to the world. Infinite enlargement of the heart. I hope that the fire of commitment will be growing in you this morning, and that you'll be inspired to be really generous. And please hear this. Whatever your gift to the church is, we appreciate it. We celebrate it. Here's a little more about the how. We have put together a pledge packet of information for you, and they are in a box in alpha order by the front door. We ask that you pick it up so that we don't need to mail it to you. That's less money you need to give us for the stamp. And we ask that you return to us. You can do that in any way. You can probably hand it off to Joan or Joe Ellen. There is also this box with a hole in it for you to put your pledge cards in. It's underneath the white board area out there. And at the end of we want them back by March 30th, and then we'll have a celebratory end of pledging prize lottery. Is this right? Am I right about that? Lottery for all who have pledged. No need to be present. We will have the lottery tickets at the table with the pledge packets. Is that true? Maybe not, but we will. What is the lottery for? What does it get you?
People have donated different, usually it's leftover stuff from the auction.
It's not leftover stuff. It's gems that were not selected. Gift cards, different things, right? All right, and this is just a little story, a little sweet piece of motivation. The members of Trinity Moravian Church in North Carolina purchased nearly $3.3 million of medical debt from local residents. They bought it for $15,048, and then they burned it. They had a little debt canceling party. They came and they burned everybody's medical bills. Like, that's some pretty powerful stuff that $15,000 can do. And now I would like to begin a litany on generosity. Your part will be in italics. Please say together, we give from a deep place of deep joy. We give from a deep place of joy because we feel alive in our faith and in our shared values, and know joy is the antidote to hopelessness. Joy sustains our ministries, both within the congregation and in the community. Please repeat. We give from a place of deep joy. Please say together. We give from a place of deep abundance. We give from a deep place of abundance because we deny the myth of scarcity that keeps us scared from sharing with one another. We do not acquire abundance because we always have it. We just need to tap into it. Please repeat. We give from a place of deep abundance. Please say together. We give from a place of deep liberation. We give from a place of deep liberation because our faith supports our shared ministries that move us closer and closer to the world we dream of as we watch the moral arc of the universe bend towards justice and liberation. Again, we give from a place of deep liberation. Amen, Ashe, and blessed be. Please rise in body or spirit as we sing hymn number 1010. Oh, we give thanks. We usually only sing one verse, but the composer, UU minister Wendy Luella Perkins, has gifted us with a second verse.
We elders appreciate that.
Every month, the Social Justice Committee selects a nonprofit organization to share the plate with UCF. February's Share the Plate will go to Disaster Relief Fund of Crooked Media, a media organization located in Los Angeles, working to help those that have lost some or all of their possessions and housing, as well as those helping to fight the fires. We usually select a local nonprofit, but we also need to reach out and beyond when there is widespread devastation. Please give as generously as you can. Please join in blessing this offering with hymn number 402, From You I Receive. From you I receive, to you I give, from every share and from this we live. For you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. Please join me in reading our chalice extinguishing words. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. And now in Español. Extinguimos esta llama, pero no la luz de la verdad, el calor de comunidad, o el fuego de nuestro compromiso. Estos los llevaremos en el corazón, hasta que estemos juntos otra vez. Let us now join our voices in song as we sing 1017, We Are Building a New Way.
We are building a new way. We are building a new way. We are building a new way, feeling stronger every day. We are building a new way. We are working to be free. We are working to be free. We are working to be free. Hate and greed and jealousy. We are working to be free. We can feel our every need. We can feel our every need. We can feel our every need. Start with love, that is the seed. We can feel our every need. Peace and freedom is our cry. Peace and freedom is our cry. Peace and freedom is our cry. Without peace, this world will die. Peace and freedom is our cry. Woo!
It is Unitarian Coastal Fellowship tradition to join hands around the edges of the sanctuary, forming anything close to a circle. If you prefer to stay in the middle and be surrounded by our love, please do so. Thank you. Within each of our hearts, there is a most glorious light. Go forth and let its spark help you understand what troubles both you and others. Go forth and let its light of reason be a guide in your decisions. Go forth and bring its ray of hope to those in need of help in both body and spirit, that they may find healing. Go forth and fan the flames of passion to help heal our world. Go forth and spread the warm glow of love, pushing back the darkness of the world. Go forth and share your glorious light with the world. Go now in peace. Amen.
I spend a whole week listening to things that cause fear. And I come here on Sunday for hope. And I really appreciate that. And I thank this congregation and you, Leslie, for the overcome the week.
May we always have hope. We always have hope. And please join us for coffee next door. We have a special array of delectables, including Twinkies.
Thank you.